doesn't? I mean, yeah. I mean, there were days when I would drag Billy to Keto and he would be screaming at me in the back of the car all the way to the place. Hi, everybody. And I'm like, you're taking this. You wanted to sign up for it. You're going to finish it.
Yeah. Well,
and then he'd go and he'd be fine.
And that's what's important is that they're good while they're there. And they're okay with it.
Stopping him playing his games to take him to something that he didn't want to stop his games for. I think that was the bottom line. And every parent out there that's listening to this can absolutely go, oh yeah, yep. Taking them from one environment to another.
I wasn't even going to sign him back up because 6 months ago, if you remember, 6 months ago, I initially brought Hunter to MMA because I thought he would enjoy it, not Zoe.
Not Zoe. Oh, well, hey.
He tried the free class, and it wasn't for him at the time.
Yeah.
And as I was talking with the teacher, Zoe was like, I want to try.
Yeah.
Okay. So she tried a class, and she absolutely freaking loved it. And so she's been doing it for the last 6 months, and if you guys are following my Instagram at all, that's like her highlight reel.
Yeah.
She's doing really, really well. And so Hunter in the last month or two has started saying, hey, I want to try it. I want to try it. And I didn't jump the first time he said it.
Right.
Because I wanted to see, is he gonna, come back? Is he gonna, say he wants to do it again? Let's see if this is an ongoing thing or if this is just like, we're doing it once and that's it.
Yep.
Well, he kept going. And so I finally said, okay, we'll give you another shot. And I talked to the owner and they said, yeah, we'll give him another free class to see if he really likes it, because his age group, the kids are a lot bigger.
Yeah. They're just a tad bigger.
Holy hell, they're bigger.
It's like, my God. Feed them.
Hunter's 10 and he's never going to be the tallest kid. Never.
Yeah.
His mom's short, his dad's short. It's not going to happen. It's not the Stars kid. But these kids are like giants. Because that 13, something at 13 with boys, they shoot up. And that cutoff, it's like 14 is the next grade or next class up. So you've got little, midget 9 and 10-year-olds and these giant teenager preteens. But no, he liked the class. He is very much my sweet, sensitive boy.
Yep.
So he's going to take a little bit to get into it. And especially with the way any kind of wrestling or grappling, you're in weird, funny positions sometimes. And
yes.
I would be giggly and uncomfortable. Yeah. And they're like, all right, start and mount, get on top of him.
It's like, what again? That's absolutely wrestling,
And so, Zoe jumps right on. She's ready to tackle. Hunter's just like, what? What am I supposed to do? Just stop it. But he's smiling. He's smiling. That's all that matters. As long as he's smiling, as long as he's happy. All right. So anyways, after that little tangent, welcome everybody to Spilling Ink. We are the talk show that takes you behind the book to meet the authors and professionals in the publishing industry. Welcome back, Jane. We missed you last week.
Yes. I was celebrating my son's 30th birthday party. So it was not in the cards to be here.
That's okay. You can always catch up on the astrology recap from last month. And we'll definitely like to do another check-in next month because hopefully next month is better than this one.
Yeah, agreed.
But today, you actually decided to choose the topic, and it's actually topical with what you're dealing with. So tell us what we're doing, Jane.
We are going to be talking about releases. What you do, how to plan a proper release day event. Let's say event or activities or things that you want to do. And we're going to look at it from the free standpoint, the things you can do for free.
That's me.
Without spending lots of money to do it. And I've been in, some of this challenging workspace, let's call it. I decided that for my next release, I'm going to do a Facebook release party and takeovers in my group. Now, I've never done that. I have joined others and done takeovers in their groups, but I've never coordinated. So I really didn't understand it. And first of all, I had to figure out Google Forms to sign up for it, to have the sign up stuff. Because I'm like, how am I going to do this and have it in some organized way that I'll be able to follow, the other people will be able to follow. So I looked at, with the night, Facebook is a nightmare right now. But
I was going to say, Facebook seems like it's on the tail end, because I don't know about you, I keep seeing the same 10 posts every time I log in, and it's like it's on an instant repeat. And no matter how much I'm scrolling, I'm not seeing any of my friends' posts. So I've kind of been on Twitter for the most part.
Well, I'm in a lot of groups. And groups are a little bit easier than friends' posts.
I'm sensing some sarcasm, Anita.
Yeah, just a tad. So, I got the Google form out. I leveraged somebody else's for a party that I was in, and I really liked how it was done, and I liked how they did the rules. Hi, Mike, and all of that in it. And I thought, okay, I can do something like that. So I did, and I've gotten from 9 a.m. to 7:30. I only have 5 spots that are still open.
Okay.
So that made me really happy that I got so many people who wanted to join and take over.
Google Forms then falls under the free category.
Yep.
Things that people can use to help organize their releases.
Yep.
And this is being done in groups, so you're using another free utility.
Exactly. It's
okay.
Now I need to get people there. That's another key, is getting people there. Growing that group from the small group it was, into something bigger. I've basically doubled it at this point.
We should probably show everybody what you're what you're releasing.
Yes. Wicked Heart is coming out on April 5th.
Gorgeous. Oh, I love the colors.
Yes.
The perfect color scheme on that.
Yes. I love that. The reds, the greens. It's actually, what is that? Teal?
Oh, yeah. That red just draws the eye in. Oh, I just love it. I love it. Love it. Yep. All right. So you're getting everything set up.
Yep. And I have to do, what I've seen in other groups that I liked is the welcome posts that the host of the show does for each of the people.
Okay.
So, I sent you a sample of that before, just the welcome and then the name with the same theme. It's right next to the.
Did I download that one? Hold on. Let me find it. It didn't download. Hold up. Let me find it. Keep talking.
Okay. Yeah. So I had to do this for each of the people. I also had to do the schedule so people could see who's coming when, and all this stuff. And I'm not at expert level in GIMP. I only have GIMP. I don't have Photoshop.
Another free utility.
Yes,
chalk one up for the free side here.
Yep. And that's where I do all my promo pictures. Yeah. So there
it is. Ooh.
I took the cover, blew it up. Had space
so pretty
for the names and so I'm making that for everything. And one of the things I like about groups is you can schedule stuff.
Is you can what was that?
Schedule the posts.
Oh
yes. Okay. So you don't necessarily have to be there doing it as you're going, which is really nice, which was really nice today for one of the ones I was in on the paranormal romance site, because I was also being interviewed at the same time or overlap. So I'm glad I was able to schedule those beforehand. But it's a way to engage with your fans and readers and other people's fans who've come to see their posts and see their giveaways, because that's another thing that you do is giveaways. Either you give away copies of your book, ebooks, or paperbacks. Paperbacks cost.
Mm-hmm.
Gift cards cost. Bigger gifts cost, but you can still do some free stuff there. Like the ebooks and things like that. Oh, I've never used Canva.
I keep
Somebody
hearing
was
that one come up a
also,
lot.
yep.
Yeah. I'm not sure if
Um,
that's a free utility or not. So we'll have to check into that one.
yes. Yeah. Oh, money.
Oh, look at
Okay.
that.
Cool.
So you'll definitely have to check out Go Indie now so that you can learn Canva. Look at that.
Absolutely.
I love when it works out like that.
Yes.
And
Oh,
all hosts can schedule.
Hosts can schedules. If you're given rights to either admin or moderator, you can post as well. So moderators can schedule, which I wasn't sure of that, but I was a moderator in the group today and I was able to schedule them. Like, oh, okay. So
Okay.
I'll make all my people who are coming mods, not admins, because admin kind of scares me.
All right. I have a question because Trisha says book funnel for free book delivery. I'm assuming we're talking about ebooks, right?
Yes.
Is it better than to go through something like that, or like I just blanked out. Oh my goodness.
Story
Origin.
It's not free anymore, but I find Story Origin worth the cost because of the book downloads you can do, the reviews you can do. I use their, works in progress tracking. I love that. It tells me how much I have left to do on all of the ones that I have in there. But works for promo stuff. Okay. Thank you.
I wonder if it's worth it, because you can email people the book files, but then you have to play tech support with them and teach them how to actually use their device, because most of them don't know how to take the file and put it on their device. Right. So if it's worth it and it's a either free or cheap utility, seems like that's definitely a way to go to reduce a headache. Worth the cost.
True. I mean, I book funnel I used. I kind of like Story Origin more, especially for reviews. It used to be free, but it's not anymore. But for the reviews, you can track what the people, when somebody asks for it, you can go into it and look and see how many they've done before, how many they've requested, how many reviews they've done.
Yeah, I like that feature on Story Origin. I really do.
Because it's like, if they've got if they ask for 500 books and have 0 reviews, you're like, no. This is somebody looking for something for free.
Oh, shout out to Mike. Welcome back. Haven't seen you in forever.
Hello.
And we said book funnel delivers and can be free. Yes, that's good. Yep. Story Origin. Yeah, we've actually loved Story Origin from the beginning before it had a cost to it. Yes. He baited it for so long that we all got used to using it. We all really enjoyed how communicative he was. He was always asking, what's the next best feature to do? What works? What doesn't? What do you want to see? So he really worked with all the indie authors. So, you kind of feel like, okay, now that, yes, you are charging a little bit, it's worth it because we still want to support you.
Right. And they're still listening to us, like for the reviews. Now we don't have to upload a sample. Before it was like, oh, I have to do a sample.
I know the sample always.
Yeah. It's like,
I got his reasoning why, because then you give people the opportunity to actually sample it, but no one really wants to sample
it. Nobody does.
Problem.
Yeah. Exactly. So, he fixed that, which was great. I like the newsletter swaps. Those functions are great. That's another way of getting the word out on a new release is newsletter swaps. Whether, Joe, I sent you the link.
Oh, somebody's in trouble.
Yeah. Yes,
we got a Regina and a Rebekah.
You have it. Hi, Rebekah.
We got a full house tonight.
Yeah.
All right. So far, how many free items do we have? Let's see if we can keep our tally here. Google Forms, Facebook groups.
Yep. GIMP.
Canva.
When you get into newsletter services, it depends on how many subscribers you have, but most of them are free for a certain amount below. Yeah. But newsletter swaps are another free utility to get the words out. I haven't done that yet. Oh.
It takes a little bit more legwork, and you do have to remember that you're submitting your book to be swapped with their book. So it's
Yes,
best to find people who fit with your genre, because you don't want to just swap with
exactly.
everybody and then you send your newsletter out and people are getting books that they may not like.
Right, exactly. I try to limit it to paranormal romance if that's what I'm, peddling. Urban fantasy can cross over into that. Those two are buddies there. But if I'm doing a horror, I wouldn't target those other people, or a thriller. You'd have to look for the horror people and the thriller people. Um, oh, okay.
BookBub, yep. If they are following
No,
on
it's not.
BookBub, they
It's
get a
not through
release.
the email. It wasn't through the email. It was through the instant messenger, Joe.
Uh-oh.
So you have to look at your IM again.
Along with Trisha's comment about BookBub, if they follow you on Amazon too, they will also get a
Yes.
notice when you release a new book. So if they go to your
Exactly.
Amazon author page and click that follow button, anytime
Mhm.
you release a new book, they will automatically get notified.
Yep. So BookBub, Amazon, the Amazon page, Goodreads, good or bad. If you have your book on Goodreads, I mean, that is a true reader platform.
Yeah.
I know that it's there's good, bad, and ugly in there.
Well, it's not just that it's a little bit choppy waters in there. It's also difficult to navigate. It's not comfortable to navigate that site, and that's the biggest problem.
Right. It's not user friendly.
Yeah, and when something's not user friendly and you have limited amount of time, because remember, you're writing books, you're marketing the books, and you have a day job, and you have a life. You can only devote so much time to learning new platforms, and if you're already devoting so much of that time elsewhere, it's like, all right,
Yeah, it's like learning TikTok.
something's got to go. Oh God. I still can't do it. I can't do it.
Yeah, I downloaded a movie maker this week.
Oh,
because I was just like, I played with the thing I have online and did 2 of them, and they were like, but I can't control the transitions. I had, it's just zoom out or zoom to the side, but there's no fade out or anything like that. And I'm like, oh, let's see what they have. So I found a free movie maker through here. I could go premium and probably get more, but I did a 2.5 minute fractured fairy tales thing that was kind of fun. It's amateurish. I know that. But I'm like, oh, let's do this with photos and things like that. So
are you having fun though?
yes, I was
Okay.
having fun with it.
Okay.
I was completely, procrastinating from writing. So
Okay.
for promo pictures, Pixabay, you can use that. That has free photos for
Okay.
like the backdrops and things like that. So that's a good one. I don't know if there are any issues with Pixabay. I've never heard it, but I've never used it for cover art. But I've used it for like, background, like this wood background that we have around us. They have one just like that.
Okay.
So it's almost, in the public space.
Oh, author. I've heard of that one
I
before.
haven't heard of that one.
Now, Goodreads giveaways are iffy. I've heard both good and bad on those. I know in the past they have been wonderful. So I just wonder if they
were
still
free in the past. I don't know if they're still free.
Even when they were, I think it was the $50 to do the ebooks through Amazon, and they did the delivery. That was still worth it. But that was, I want to say it was like 3 years ago that I did one of those, and I'm not up on whether or not they're still as good as they used to be, because I know once something gets really popular, then it tends to backtrack.
Right. Oh, Joe said, be careful. IG is flagging some of those now. Yeah. I mean, when I upload stuff to TikTok, when I upload videos and stuff like that, I will have them do their copyright check, just to make sure. So, oh, nope, you have to pay.
Oh my goodness, $200 for a giveaway? No.
Ooh,
too rich for my blood.
That's too much.
Yeah,
That's
at
too much
50
when
I
you can
was
do giveaways other
okay.
places, and yeah. Yeah.
Remember, we've talked about this plenty of times. Remember the budget. How much
Mhm.
did it cost for your editing? How much did it cost for your cover art? How much did it cost for you to format it? Did you format it yourself? How much did
Mhm.
it cost you to get it uploaded to like Ingram? $49 there because they seem to have
Mhm.
gotten rid of all the coupons. So your costs have already added up.
Yes.
The marketing budget,
I don't use Ingram, so I don't have that cost, but I have some of the others.
I still have some of my books straight
Yeah.
through Ingram.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's still going to cost money to publish the book. So how much of your marketing budget do you have after spending however much you spent to put the book together in the first place? I
Right.
think we've really got to find those cost-effective items that work, because otherwise what I see happening is a lot of authors going broke chasing different trends to try and
Right.
hit the top of the charts, and there's a lot of advice floating around. I'm not going to call it bad advice, because you do have to spend money to make money, but
Right.
you have to spend wisely.
Yes.
And that's the
Yes.
kicker. You have to figure out what is the right choice for you and your book, and what works for one author may not
Mhm.
work for you. It could be a genre thing, it could be a platform thing. You've got to factor in, what you're able to do, what you're able to afford, what
Right.
time you're able to invest. I mean, that all factors into how profitable or break even your book's going to be.
Yeah, time and effort, and money. Time, effort, and money are the things. I don't have a lot of time because I work full time. So I have to be very judicial with my, do I want to wait tonight? Yes, I do know somebody. Um, um, you know, oh, that's good.
Hey, okay, there's another free resource. We're gonna have to put these links in the show notes at the end of the
Yes,
show. I'll have to tally
yes.
them all up and get them in there, because this is some really good advice, and I think it'll definitely be good going forward, especially for us that are gonna test it out.
Yeah.
Because like All Author, I've heard of it. I don't think I belong to that one, so I would love to try that one out.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm just,
Oh, Facebook ads are a sinkhole.
I won't do Facebook ads. I just have issues with that. I've seen too many authors get their accounts hacked and their bank accounts hacked. Yes, they get it back through PayPal, but it's a nightmare. And I'm like, I'm not connecting anything there.
What
Just
I've
because of
noticed,
the hackability of this platform,
right? What I've noticed with like Facebook ads versus Amazon ads, and it's constantly fluctuating.
Mhm.
But with Amazon ads, you give them a hard budget, you may or may
Yeah,
not spend that
yeah,
budget.
right.
If you give Facebook a budget, it goes, oh, I have this much to spend today.
Yep. Exactly.
They
And
treat it so differently.
and Amazon is based on clicks. Facebook, I think, is based on impressions, if I am not
Well,
wrong,
you can do
or
impressions
both.
too with Amazon, but I think the CTR is it's the standard one you use with Amazon.
Right, right,
What is
right.
publish?
Publish. So,
It sounds
I
cute.
like
I want to
saying
know what
that.
this is.
Publish.
Oops, that
Sorry.
sounds horrifying. I'm assuming that's in referring to the budgeting, not publish.
Yes, yes,
Kid in a candy store. Yes, that is Facebook in a nutshell.
yes.
I have money. I'm gonna spend it.
Yep. Yeah. It would be good if it was being spent and actually, transferring into buys, or at least, to your Amazon page, but you don't know.
Now, the downside of Amazon too is you've
It's
got that
only
budget.
Amazon.
The first day or the first month of your ad, it really does want to spend the money and it wants to get out there. After that, like the next month, you can't seem to replicate the same sales the next month.
Mhm.
It's like you have to
Mhm.
constantly continue rebooting ads or creating new ads for it
Right.
to work. Anything that's got longevity that you would like to be able to actually test over a long
Yeah.
period of time, it's then after the first month, it tends to die.
Yeah. Well, yes, yes, yeah, true. True. You can also do ads on BookBub. BookBub ads. BookBub readers are more the bargain and the free readers because they're used to that. So doing full price book ads on theirs is tough to. I'm reading these. I'm trying to speak, and it's not.
I just keep hearing Ross's voice in the back of my mind when I see that. For our audio listeners, we've got Margaret saying, "Pivot, pivot." I like that. Only do ads 30 days at a time. True, but then again, we're back into that time constraint thing. Like if an ad's working, I don't want to reboot it in 30 days because now I got to take time.
I think she's saying you renew it.
Well, yeah, you still have to go through and you have to.
Yeah, I do that. I do that at the end of every month. I
don't think changing the dates works, does it?
It's
like you have to like stop it and start up a brand new like copy ad.
It doesn't start and stop, start and stop or stop and start. Blah, blah, blah.
Recycling after 6. I think 6 months would be too long. But again, it's subjective too, because every book seems to do a little bit different.
Yeah. Exactly. and it's funny with the Amazon ads. Some months, some of them are just down here, and then they bump up the next month. It's almost like even the ads are cyclical. Yeah. Oh, she's saying yes. You have to redo the
and dates a month at a time, and then you've got to basically copy the ad as a brand new ad, which that becomes another tedious job. With yes, you're going to have to invest some time. Yes. What's going to end up getting the most bang for your buck? So if it's worth it to do that, then absolutely do that, especially if you're able to keep your ad spend low enough so that you're remaining profitable. But if you're spending tons of time babysitting ads, is it actually profitable now?
Yeah, it's like, where is your time best suited? For me, it's writing, because I only have this amount of time, so I can't continually recycle ads, but I add an ad now and then. I was more active before, but now I'm just, plinking one in now and then and just renewing them for another month at the end of the month so they don't go away.
I go in spurts. One of my clients, I babysit their ads. And then for my own, whenever I happen to have a couple bucks to throw at a book, okay, we'll try an ad for a month and see how it goes. But I don't have a constant ad stream running.
Yeah, well, my ad stream right now is less than $20 a month, so because I have it very low.
That's perfect.
I have it very low.
Now, for keywords, now this isn't a free utility, but it is so worth the cost. Kdp Rocket has been one of my favorite tools to use.
Yes.
And it was, I think, $99 when I bought it. And it is like lifetime upgrades. It really helps finding keywords, searching at different categories, comparing books, finding, what categories other books that are similar to yours are in, so you can kind of recategorize things. The ad keywords, also the just keywords you would type in if you're searching for the book. I mean, there's so many ways that you can use it.
Yes.
And I love the scoring system, how it tells you what the Google searches look like, what the Amazon searches look like, whether or not it's got a good ratio. So that one was worth the investment. I've had it for probably 4 years now.
Yeah, I just got Kdp Rocket this past year, 2021. I've had Kdp Spy.
Yeah, that was a good one too.
Isn't that free?
I think it was. There's another one. Kdp ROI was the other one. I'm not sure which one was the free and which one was the paid.
KDS or KDSPY. So that's the one that, I think that's the one that Brian Cohen has in his Amazon ads, and it was free. So that one was free.
Okay.
At the time, I don't know if it is now, but I think I started doing the ads in 2020. So, or yeah.
Anybody know anybody who has made a business of the keyword tools and making ads for authors? I'm sure there's a ton out there.
There are a lot.
The problem is, are they reputable? And then that you can only figure out if you talk to people who've worked with them.
Right.
because
Outside of
it's
yeah.
any marketing is going to be a gamble on some level. So
Yes.
there is no guarantees. However, you can see what kind of ads it created. You can talk to anybody who's worth dealing with is going to say, yeah, feel free to check out my reviews or talk to these authors that I've worked with. And, that way you can get good feedback.
Mhm.
But yeah, there's a lot of services out there geared towards taking the burden off of authors, but it'll
Mhm.
cost you.
Yeah. Yes.
Instant data scraper. Ooh. Oh,
Yes.
see, I'm learning some new stuff here. I
Yep.
love it.
Yep. Yeah.
That
There's
doesn't sound sketchy at all. I believe
That
I
was
did
one-
hear Brian mention that one.
I was going to say that was one of the other tools. Yes.
Okay. Yep.
Did I say his name wrong? Well, I
Authors who
mean,
count themselves. Yeah. And again, there's the time factor.
right. I mean, there are services out there, and they're quite costly because they're expecting you to have a big budget in order for it to make it worthwhile for them.
Well, and just like any person out there, they want to be paid for their time.
Yeah,
And you got to think of that when
this is babysitting ads and tweaking them and making them the best return for the money.
And again, it's saving you that time. So that's why it's going to cost something. But again, always check referrals, always find out other authors they've worked with, find out if they were happy with the service, if there was any issues, if there's anything that they, that either they loved or they hated, because then you're getting a little bit better picture.
Yeah, exactly.
And again, marketing's a gamble.
Yeah.
There's no guarantees on it. You just got to keep plugging at it and figure out what works for you. And of course, you start off with a good cover, a really good hook. Make sure that your blurb is spot on. Make sure that your story is well edited.
Yes.
You got to start with the best of what you can do, and then you go from there.
Yeah. What is that? Shipping jobs overseas?
Hold on.
Where
did I leave off?
Margaret.
Let's see. We got.
Yeah.
I don't want to do my taxes either. I don't like tax season.
Yeah.
Amazon ads just let authors advertise book from other What?
Why?
I
can see well, if you're a publisher of something, to be able to do that.
Okay.
Outsourcing. The word you're looking for is outsourcing. Margaret.
Outsourcing. There you go. Even I was going, wait, what? What? Hold on. Those people live with the unicorns.
Yes.
I want to live with the unicorns. How do I find them?
There are a couple names that I think I'm aware of that do it well, but again, it's hit or miss. But again, funding, I'd rather.
That's why I only have one client that I agreed to babysit ads for. I will never do it again because it is a job. It's a job.
Yep.
And it does take time. And like I said, I don't even want to do my ads when I'm done.
Yep. It's like, even with the resources at your fingertips, you don't want to do it.
I don't have enough time during the day to get stuff done. I've managed to overload myself because I can't say no. And things kept getting pushed back because I kept getting delayed. Everybody got sick in January. That pushed us back 2 weeks. We've had a bunch of things going on with the kids. And so it's like, I have not had the time that I needed to devote to getting the work done on a good schedule. And it's eventually I will figure it out. But right now, and for like at least the next month and a half, I'm running on fumes and I'm trying to put out as many fires as I can and get everything done and get my taxes done and still keep a roof over my head after, this whole season is done. Might hit that nice relaxing slowdown.
In today's thing, I put up a meme with different magical things. One of them was cloning. I want to clone. If you could do one of these things, telekinesis, clone. I forget the others, but those are the two that I want.
Give me one of those. Wait, but what do you do when you're done with them, though?
Well, it only lasts for a finite period of time, and then in order you have to recharge for an amount of time, and then you can do it again.
I'm not seeing a downside here.
I know. unless of course the clone has the same propensity for procrastination as we do.
Oh shit. You had to go and say that, didn't you?
Yeah, somebody mentioned that in the group thing. I'm like, oh yeah, that wouldn't work.
Rebekah, I'm going to refer you to my associate over here, Jane, for an answer.
I'm next in line. So get behind the short girl.
Yeah, Anita, that's exactly how I do things, which is why I'm so behind right now. Yes. I don't have any more spare moments.
Yeah, I'm trying. Rebekah, I already have the covers for the co-author thing.
I know, they're so pretty. They're so pretty. So one of the things that, just to completely derail us, yes. One of the things that derailed me from work was these beauties right here.
Oh, yes.
Because I've mentioned it before, and I'll say it probably many more times between now and July, but I am heading up the Combat Con Writers track. And this year we are focusing on intensives, which means we are going to have 4 full days that will equate to basically a writing conference, a Comic-Con, and a film festival. We're writing stories. We're getting the actors to act them. The filmmakers are going to film them. And at the end of it, we're going to have a really cool product that we can say we created ourselves. So we're going to be doing some intensive, at least for the writer's tracks, we're going to be doing some intensive deep dives into plot and structure. We're going to talk about script writing versus narrative. We're going to talk about characterization, how to translate our words to the actors and get them to understand them. We're actually going to be participating in the filming. I mean, it's going to be a really fun weekend. Yes. And if you make it through the intensive, whichever one you sign up for, you will get these wonderful, adorable badges.
So go. Yes.
It's going to be fun. It's so much fun. Combat Con is one of my favorites. So for those of you who don't know, Combat Con is July 21st through 24th. It is in Las Vegas at the Flamingo Hotel. If you want to find out more information, go to combatcon.com. Really going to be fun. I'm so excited. Yes. Every time I get into a meeting with these guys, I'm like, oh, this is sounding so cool. I can't wait. Yeah, I because I have to volunteer for things because I can't say no. They're like, how can we create things that are going to be incentives for these different tracks that we're on? I'm like, well, people like, trophies and awards and recognitions, but we don't want to just give them a piece of paper. We should give them badges. They're like, great, make them. Sure, I could do that.
You did a good job. That was again another thing that sidetracked you.
And it was because it's a fun sidetrack. It was like writing badges.
Pretty badges. Pretty pictures. It's like me making those videos. Pretty pictures and music.
This one kills me though. Like this one was my absolute favorite. If you look at the storyteller one, because they told me tongue-in-cheek, self-deprecating humor, and keep it on theme. So okay. And I found a kind of build a night puzzle piece.
Okay.
Different vector set that I could use.
Yep.
And then I found the filmmaker's set. I was like, oh my God, I have to do this. So I get the little quirk in the helmet, like he's twisting his head just to the side. He's looking like he's about to hit you with that camera.
Yeah.
That one cracks me up so much.
It's a weapon. No, it's a camera. It's a weapon. No, it's a camera.
I had way too much fun making that. Wait, what is it? I bet you could get Jay to embroider. I haven't talked to Jay in forever. I hope he's doing good. He kind of
Yeah, I
dropped like
know.
off the face of. Is he doing the Twitter thing too? Like you don't see. I don't see anything but the like same 10 posts on Facebook. So I've pretty much given up on Facebook.
Yeah, when I want to see who I want to see their posts, I actually search for them. Yes.
And then the scribe is like stabbing himself in the eye with a fountain pen.
Yes. That's intriguing.
That's how you feel at the end of the day.
Coming out of it.
I should do some ink splots in the behind.
Yes.
He's on Instagram. That's why I don't see him.
Yeah.
I try to make the rounds, but Instagram is similar to Facebook. It's the least interesting one for me to go to.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. He's holding it backwards. Yeah. He's going to stab himself in the eye.
Yes. That was the idea as she was making it, probably.
Yes. Yes. I actually still have to do a little bit more work on that one. I need to get the outlines a little bit cleaner.
Crisper.
Yeah. Because they got to be perfect.
Yes.
But yeah, so I keep getting derailed by things and then I get pushed further and further back. So time's important. Back on track.
Yep. Time, effort. Like today, I wanted to get writing done. Didn't happen because I was scheduling all those posts and I had, what? I don't know how. I have to do math now. Hold on. Hold, please.
While you're thinking of that.
For all the half-hour slots, I had people in. So I had all those banners of welcome that I had to schedule for each of the half-hour slots. So that takes time.
Mm-hmm.
So that and then I'm like, oh, I can schedule all my posts too, because I have two things within there, one at the beginning and one at the end. And I'm like, ooh, let's do that. So I'm writing the posts and putting them up and scheduling them in my little 5-minute slots. So
now, do you get a lot of interaction from those?
Yes. So I'll have to be in and out, but a majority of it is during my workday. I didn't take the day off. Yes, you need new rails.
Rails?
You went off the rails.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a little sharper than I was last week on Friday. I'm at the fondue thing that my kids had, and I'm looking on the phone and I'm trying to find spilling ink. Now, my mind thought it was Saturday because we went down there Thursday night, so I'm a day behind. I'm all messed up, and I took Friday off, so that's normally my Saturday. And I sent her a message. I said, "Are you on tonight?" And she says, "No, the show is tomorrow." Of course, I've had 3 drinks, so I'm relatively happy. And then I sent her the picture of half my head in the table behind me. So that kind of showed.
I could have sworn you were messing with me.
No.
Yeah, it was like, she's messing with me. Whatever. All right.
I have only had one drink when we were doing drinking and
really
drinking with authors.
Yeah.
I only had one drink during that.
Okay.
Yes. Because if I had more than one, I would get to the way I was with that.
As long as you had fun, it was okay.
Strawberry margarita, and I had something else. I don't remember what the third thing was.
As long as you had fun, you earned some adult fun out.
And I had fondue.
And fondue, yes.
And fondue, yes.
All right, we got a serious question here. Okay. Margaret says, do you have time to chat about common wisdom in promoting a series? Curious, what is the best practice for promoting markdown first book, markdown all, markdown first free, or
first free?
I always go with the you promote the first book and let the rest be what they are.
Yeah, exactly. And for when you're releasing the second or the third or the fourth or whatever, occasionally I will do a sale on the first to try to bump that.
Mm-hmm.
But as you say, yes, you're promoting the current book, but you want them to start at the beginning.
Yeah, and if it's backlist, just promote the first book.
Yeah,
because that's where readers
exactly.
are going to start, is that first book.
Right. That's what I do. I mean, I have 13, 14 series that I just promote the first book. And I've started to promote the box sets, first book and box sets, just because
Okay.
they appeal to different audiences.
That's true. That's true.
If the box set's there and they know it's a complete series, they'll go for that versus the first book.
Now, when you're looking at a no buy through,
yes,
where are they stopping down the chain? Is it they're just getting the sale book and they're not picking up the next one? If that be the case, then I wouldn't worry about putting sales on the first one. I would just be promoting the first one.
Yes.
If you're getting them to stop at like a second or a third book, then it's time to look at the second or the third book and see, is there something in that between space that you can tweak to make more attractive? Is there something with the blurb? Is there the branding off between the covers? Are they not realizing that the next book in the series belongs with this one? Usually that's the case when you don't get the follow through on the middle of the series.
Are you ending the first book on a hook, not cliffhanger, but a hook that makes them want to get the second one? And after you're at the end, you say continue the series with XYZ.
I don't see why you wouldn't be able to make it before April 1st. If the books are already published, it's just a matter of formatting.
Right.
You know, exactly. you've got to get your cover art situated, but it's the formatting that you should be able to.
Yes, Rebekah, do a separate box set to sell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every series of mine has the ebook box set. Yes. And I've started to do some of the hardcover special editions for the box sets. Yep. Anita makes a very, very good point here. Your back matter needs to make sure to tell everyone the other books in your series. So sometimes that means you go back in. If you've got 6 books in a series, you still have to upload 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 with all the current information for your entire series, because readers need it every time.
Yep.
If they miss it in one book, they will go, I didn't know it was there. I didn't know there was another book.
Right.
Every time.
Yeah. And I usually, after I write the end, I do like the triple dots and then go down, or triple stars, and then go underneath it and say, if I have, an excerpt or the blurb for the next book, I say, the next book in the series is continue on to read more, or things like that, just to pull them forward. So that's a good absolute, and that's a free way of doing it.
One more tally on the free side.
Yes.
Might have to check
back matter is up to date
before the drop off is good. Sad fact. Oh, yeah. I mean, always look at the quality. Always look at the reviews and see what how the book is being perceived by the readers. But a lot of times it's that missing information. They don't realize another book is there. The branding doesn't match, so they don't see them as the same, because they really do need everything in line.
Right.
We're very visual creatures. And if we see all of the same pretty colors or all the same pretty designs, like, okay, those belong together. And also the back matter. Tell them specifically at the back of the book, yes, the next book is this.
Yes.
It's part of a series.
Exactly.
Make it easy on your readers. Assume nothing when it comes to the readers.
Yeah, exactly. I've thinned down my back matter a little bit. I used to have every single book, but when you have 61 books, you can't do that.
and no, updating does not change the edition.
No. Nope. I've for the Fractured Fairy Tales, I'm going to be doing a special edition with all 10 of them when I'm done. And that's a hard copy edition only. I'm not doing all 10 in an ebook.
With the special binding and all that?
I think so.
Oh,
I'm going to try. I've got to see what I can finagle. So, I would love to have some somebody like, Bookish Box Set or whatever, do the special editions where they have the gold inlay and all of that. But,
Ooh.
or the foil inlays. I would love gold inlay, but hey, I think we all
I knew
would.
what you meant. I knew what you meant.
Yes.
Oh, so
So,
pretty.
so, that's my goal for that set because it's such a fun set. Yes.
You're
You
a
didn't kill
resident
puppies?
fictional murderer.
I didn't kill puppies.
Ooh, mithril inlay. Ooh, I like it.
Ooh.
Gotta love those Lord of
Ooh.
the Rings. Those
Yes.
references there.
Hmm. So, yeah. So I've got my old cover artist contracted for that for next year.
Very cool.
So, I mean, she did most of the books. So she need, and I told her what I was thinking of, and she's noodling on it as well. I said, I want it to be very special.
Now, here's a question for you. I don't think we've covered yet today.
Mhm.
You're arranging the Facebook parties, but
Yes.
are you working with a publicist to help you with other stuff, or are you doing this release 100% you?
I have another Facebook takeover on the publicists group, but and they've been helping a little with getting the people into my group. So, not quite happy
Okay.
yet with the results of that, but I'm told things are coming, but I haven't seen them.
Okay.
So I took the reins and said, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I need to do. I was supposed to get a Facebook banner for the page. I did it. Or for the group. I did it because God only knows when I would get it. So yeah, that's I'm waiting to see how things will pan out, but I'm not betting on that side of things.
Yeah, and that's hard. We said that marketing is a gamble, but especially
Yes.
when it comes to publicists too, because
Yes.
publicists don't guarantee sales, they guarantee exposure.
Yes.
And exposure doesn't guarantee sales. It just
Right.
guarantees people see you. So
Yes.
it's another level to that gambling, which can be beneficial because
Yeah.
the more people see you, the more chances they have of finding and loving your books.
Yes.
But again, it's not a guarantee.
Mm-hmm.
And
I mean, I've gotten a lot of exposure in that manner last year. Yes. More last year. I haven't gotten anything new in a couple months. No new leads, nothing. So I've been finding my own.
Is it a squeaky wheel thing? Like if you have to kind of seek them out?
Probably. But
there's that time thing again. I don't have time to babysit the publicist.
Exactly. I don't have time to, to say, hey.
See, I need a babysitter. That's what I need. I need somebody to babysit me and go, please get off that. Go do your work.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And I would not recommend the person I went through.
And again, that's why you talk to authors who have dealt with these people, because you're going to get the real answer from them.
It was not specialized PR. It was blanket.
Oh, yeah. We've worked with those guys before, or a person like that before who just kind of throw shit at a wall, see what sticks.
Yep.
And some sticks for some authors, but not all.
Right. Exactly.
But you can't have a scattershot approach. You have to be targeted.
Yep. So that's, that was the downside of it. It was not, tailored for me. So, but tailoring it for each of the clients would take a lot of work, a lot of attention, and a lot of focus. And that would be the only thing you're doing, not have this other job and this other job and this other job and this other job. And oh, by the way, here's this, So that's a learning experience as well.
It sounds like there's a lot of learning experience going on.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting because I know we've talked about book launches in the past, and just to see how, the years have progressed, what still remains the same and what has changed, like Facebook parties coming back into vogue again. That's something that was
yes
early teens was kind of the big thing, and then kind of fell off the radar for a while.
Well, I think some people still did them. I think if you're in a box set, it's critical.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the word of mouth is through the Facebook groups, and it's not just your own Facebook group. It's all the big ones like paranormal romance, urban fantasy groups. So those are the groups that you can find the contacts and say, hey, do you do takeovers? And in some cases, when you're in a box set, and these are the things that you take away from being in a box set, is making those contacts and saying, hey, can I come on your page? And they're doing it for the box set. So you have 20 to 30 authors, and they're like, yeah. With all of their own followings that they're bringing into the group. So but as a single author, if you don't have a big following, it's harder because they're not seeing growth of their group through you doing a takeover. So it's a business proposition. Any way you do it, even newsletter swaps, as you had said, if somebody has 100 people on their newsletter and somebody has 10,000, that's not exactly an equitable trade. But there are some that do it, anyway, because they like the newer people who are out there and want to bring them up with them. So
now, one person I do recommend, specifically if you're in the fantasy genre, would be C.L. Cannon.
Yeah.
And every month on our indie news, she does the marketing tips. And I swear every month I'm learning new things from her. And last month she had, or actually it's this month. Yeah, it was March's episode. I can't remember the name of the website. So I actually need to go back to Go Indie Now and rewatch the episode so that I can get the website. But she sent you a website link to go to where you can actually search for blogs that are looking for books to review.
Oh, cool.
And you can search for ones that are indie friendly. You can search for ones that are looking for ebooks. And that is a really good, again, free
resource.
It's a source that you can use to try and get some reviews, possibly get, a little bit of extra eyes on your book. So definitely take a look at what C.L. Cannon has to offer and listen at least to her marketing tips.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's always got something good to say, and it's free to listen to those.
Right. The one thing that I think has fallen off the wayside, but at least from what I've seen, is the blog tours. Blog tours were big in the 2010.
Man, those were great in the beginning.
But those are like Facebook parties now. So it's sort of like, is it going to transition back to blog parties?
See, now it's not so much blogs anymore. People still write blogs. Yes. And certain blogs do still get a good following, but the blog tours aren't as popular. Right. The getting mentioned on TikTok, though,
yes,
that's where everybody's going after now. They're trying to get people to talk about their books on TikTok and be part of the whatever hashtags.
Exactly.
So it's everything kind of moves in cycles. I wonder at what point it comes back towards blogs, because I see, what is it? Medium's becoming really popular. And from what I see, it's kind of like having a blog.
Yes.
And
exactly. A YouTube channel, all of this,
Yeah.
Twitch.
It's just, it's a written medium instead of, visual. Right. So we're going backwards now into the blog territory again, so to speak.
Absolutely. Yes.
So now Anita says, hold on, I want to catch this.
Yes.
She says newsletter swap numbers matter less than opens and clicks. Yes, your open ratio is very important, because if you've got 1 million subscribers and one opens it, that's not doing anybody any good. But if you have 1,000
exactly.
subscribers and 999 of them open it, there you go.
Right.
So yeah,
Right.
absolutely. Very, very important. An active newsletter readership. And that's something you have to cultivate. That's time.
Mhm.
And you mentioned before about the limits of when you get to certain subscribers, you need to be actively culling the list. If somebody is not opening and clicking,
Right. Get them out. Yep.
grace period, and then they're gone, because you're not going to pay for dead weight.
Right. Exactly.
BookBlog has been crickets for, and I've seen the same thing with mine. I've all but given up on mine.
Yeah, I mean, I remember sometimes to post on my blog, but my blog also posts onto Amazon. So, and to my website.
True.
So I'm like, okay, I think I was on the 3rd book on the Dragon trilogy. I'm like, oh, I haven't posted anything on my blog. Yeah.
Oh, Patreon. That's right. We hadn't even talked about Patreon.
Yeah.
Because now we're cultivating our readers with actually, putting their money where their mouth is.
Right. Oh, that's a neat thing. I haven't played with Patreon yet, so.
I have not had the energy to delve into it as much as I should. I've started one, and I think my page is inactive right now. I just didn't my problem is continuing to have that regular content.
Right. Any regular content
without
anywhere.
giving everything away for free.
Outside of releasing books for me, it's like, okay, I start it and it's fun for a little bit, but when it stops being fun, it's like,
Kofi, that's about the same thing, isn't it? It's
yeah.
I don't know if it's the same as Patreon or if it's just like tips.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Anita, can you clarify that one for us? Repurpose it. I'm gonna have it stuck in my head now all night. Thanks, Margaret.
Okay. That's okay. I in my day job, somebody said pivot, and I posted the scene of them doing the couch. It's a meme. So now that meme comes up a lot in that meeting. People.
Okay. Similar but a bit more flexible. Okay, we'll have to check it out.
Oh, it's like a tip jar. Okay.
Yeah.
Neat.
Okay. Well, like I said, I will compile the list of all the links that we've talked about tonight and put those in the show notes. It will not be the 10 minutes I normally update because it's going to take me a little bit to go through all that stuff. But I will make sure by tomorrow morning all the notes are in there so that it becomes a resource if you guys want to come back and look at it. But like I said, definitely check out Go Indie Now. Look for CL Cannon's marketing tip. Yes. She does it on the Indie News show. I think there's another show she also does it for. But every month has been eye-opening, has been wonderful information. And we've been in the business since what, 2009?
Yeah, 2010 was my first published book. So yeah.
And still learning new stuff. And she amazes me with the stuff that she comes up with. So definitely good advice, and it's free to listen. So no harm, no foul there.
Right.
All right, we are
already gone by.
I know. We blew through that hour tonight. My goodness, it was a good topic though. It's a really good topic.
Yes, and in a couple of weeks we'll know how I did. We'll know whether it was better than February and January or not.
All right, I like what Regine said because that's kind of how I would update is semi-monthly. It's like, oh crap, I haven't written something in a while.
Yep. Well, if the content is excellent, that's true.
But if it's worth it, then you do you retain your people.
Yeah.
All right. So like I said, guys, by tomorrow, I will guarantee the notes will be up. It will not be the 10 minutes normally. But thank you guys for hanging out with us. Loved the comments today. You guys were awesome. Jane, great information today. This was a really good show, and we'll be sure to make sure the notes reflect that at the end. Are we back next week, Jane?
Yes, we have, I believe, Tahani.
All right. So then we will see you guys next week. Everybody stay safe. Take care. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.